Alright, so let's see. I'm going to see what I can do with this piece I broke earlier last week. And try not to take too long because it is very cold in the shop. Yeah, I don't really feel like napping when it's this cold. Except if it's something small, then it's not bad. Shouldn't take me too long. Theoretically. I was looking at this. I like working Mahogany Obsidian. Yes, I do. It is snap and half-ish, but I like it anyway. This is good for a scraper. When you snap them in half, you can just use them like this as a scraper. And I could demonstrate. I think you've seen me do it before. Some of these edges on these snapped points, they work well, even with obsidian. Let's see if I can get some shavings. See the shavings? It was from this edge right here. And no, this is not balsa wood. I think this is elm. Nice shavings. You get those striations from the stone or from obsidian. You get them also from glass. You can use a broken glass bottle to do this kind of work. Now when you shape foreshafts and arrows, that's what you do. You got to do a lot of scraping. Yeah, you can rasp it with the other parts of the blade, but you're going to do most of your work with the edge like this and shaving. And then it works fairly quickly. Yeah, you can get rid of tool marks. Because stone does leave tool marks when you chop. You can chop with stone. Anyway, so you don't have to be all upset that you broke it. You can use it as a scraper. Yeah. Some of you are going to say, I don't ever scrape anything. I just want to nap, and I want to make thin points, and I want to sell everything for $200 a piece minimum. Just like lava blades. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't talk smack about a certain channel. But yeah, they'll burst on the scene and they'll do all kinds of stuff. We'll see how they are in 5 years. Who knows? They'll probably get more subscribers than I do. But you never know. But yeah, if you want to try for that, go for it. If you're successful with that, then share it with the rest of us. Yeah. Share your experience. How did you get to the point where you can make $200 a point minimum? I could do it if I spent a lot of money on stone. But that offsets what you make in profit. Yeah, you can't be spending too much money on stone. You gotta make some contacts and get most of your stone for free if you want to make good money from manufacturing points. And if you go collect it on your own, like let's say you want to collect obsidian on your own from glass buttes, I think they only allow you to take 200 pounds from that area, 250 pounds per year or something like that. Heck, most professional nappers can go through 250 pounds in 1 month. Yeah. So we're going to get the rest of the material for the rest of the year. Gotta have your spots and contacts. Yeah. You're going to be doing more network and more traveling than anything else. Yeah. It's a lot of material. Or if you invest in slabbing machines that create slabs out of your material to save a little bit more, it's a good investment, but it takes time to make back your money. Do you have time to make it back? I mean, you want to get first class machinery. I know because I've looked into it. Okay, this is how I know. For me to make it worth my while, I've got to knap a whole lot more than I do. And that's one thing I don't want to do because I'm getting to the point where I'm getting older, less able to deal with the dust. I mean, my sinuses are not like a young person's sinuses. My lungs are not like a young person's lungs. They don't self-clean as good as they used to. Yeah, the body will self-clean out a lot of dust. But as you get older, that ability becomes less efficient. And then your immune system will suffer as well. And when you have dust in your lungs or your sinuses and you get an infection from something else, that dust just makes the infection worse. Yeah. So, gotta watch out. I can't be napping forever. Well, not napping a lot. I'll probably nap up until the day I die, yes. But not full time or not even close to how much time I spend these days. And I don't want to really. Yeah. I don't want to spend the rest of my life napping. I want to move on to other things. They'll be related. The other things will be related to primitive skills, yes. And I'll do more in-depth studies on napping itself as soon as I figure out what's going on. Some people say, well, I've got it figured out. I'll tell you what's going on. Yeah, I tried that before too, going by what other people say. And it doesn't pan out. No. It doesn't really work that way. I found out that some of the stuff that the so-called experts say is correct and some of it is not. Because there are exceptions that they don't mention. I'm still trying to figure that out. I might not ever figure it out, but soon I'm going to start becoming more involved in the testing and producing more data, testing data, and put the data in a book form. Yep. And then I'm going to do more artsy pieces, artwork, and eccentrics. Yeah, I wanted to get into eccentrics. For a little while, at least. Because it's just another aspect of Flintknapping. Yes, it is. They did it back in the day. I really do like this material. And believe it or not, the journey with this material is not too bad. But you gotta get used to this. I've seen guys suffer with Mahogany Obsidian. Suffer dearly. Like, like almost in tears suffering. Yeah. Because I think what they're doing is they're hitting it too hard. Or abrading it too much. A combination of both of those things. I don't know. It took me a while to get used to it. Yeah. It pressure flakes extremely well, so you can go heavy on the pressure flaking side of knapping if you can't do this with percussion on this type of obsidian. This is also similar to the black butter and gray butter obsidian, the way it naps. Yeah. Yep, I had it live stream today. In case you missed it, you can go on my channel and look at the live videos. There's a button for seeing what was live. I did a live stream over 2 hours today. It was good. I was just reviewing it. I only got halfway through it. Yeah. I said I need to come outside and do some knapping in the cold weather. It's 37 degrees, even with the heater being on for 3 hours, warming up the shop. Yeah. It's not going to get any hotter than that. And I think the temperature is going down. Yeah. This is a 5/16 inch copper rod. In case you're wondering, someone always is. I'm going to do a live stream every Wednesday. I'm not sure what time, but every Friday as well, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday night. So if you're Central, it starts at 7. I think most of my viewers are on Central Time. Yep. On Friday. Be there or be square, as they used to say. Yep. I don't know what I'm going to talk about during the live streams. I have no agenda for the live streams. Just whatever pops up in the comments, basically. Although I might have some stuff prepared ahead of time in case there's a pause in the comments. I can dig into some stones or do a drawing. I think I'm going to get like a chalkboard so I can do some illustrations on specifics, like what's the angle that I need to hit? Can you show us? And then like a drawing. Yeah, actually it's a good idea. That way I don't have to be using my indoor space for knapping. Yeah. I'm going to do some knapping indoors for some videos because there's no way around it. But I got to clear out all my dad's stuff. Yeah. I'm rearranging everything. I'll be doing some remodeling as well. My dad was a handyman, but not during the last 15 years of his life. He didn't do anything. He could build anything we wanted, but the last 15 years he was just a couch potato. Yep. So I'm going to do the remodeling, yeah. It gives me a good distraction. I don't mind it at all, because I like the result. If it wasn't for the good result, I would not do the remodeling. No. Yeah, like someone asked me, is it true that you don't like the journey? Yes, it's true. I don't like the journey. So that part is just work. It's drudgery. It's poison ivy in my underwear. Yeah. But after it's done, it's magical. I can't believe I did it. Yeah. That's the part I like. When I look at an arrowhead that's completed, I'll say to myself, I did it, but I don't know how I did it. I like it, but I don't know how I'm doing it. I mean, it's so magical. It's so weird that I can do this. Yeah. And after a while, it just becomes second nature. No big deal. Especially on Obsidian. I don't recommend Mahogany Obsidian for beginners. No. Like I said, it's very delicate. It'll snap in half on you. And it'll bring you to tears almost. So get yourself some other material. Hopefully it won't be high cost material. I had someone in the comment section or somewhere say that he can do almost anything he wants with pressure flaking, but with indirect percussion he can't even get a small flake. I can't imagine how that's possible unless you're not hitting hard enough. You've got to hit really, really hard. Now, if you're breaking them and not getting any flakes, you're too high up on the side. That'll break it and you won't get any good flakes. You'll just get a break. You hit it too high, you just get a break. You got to be right near the edge, like a 32nd of an inch inward from the edge. And start with downward strikes. But just close to the edge. You're never directly on the edge. You're slightly up on the surface. Okay? Enough to get resistance. If you push resistance on it and it slips, you're on the edge. You're not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be up a little bit so that when you push, it doesn't slip off. Okay? But just barely. Just barely up on the surface to start with. And you can creep in just slightly more as you get used to taking off flakes. Okay? If you're crushing the edge, just abrade it more. You gotta find the sweet spot for you. Some people need to abrade it a lot. Some people hardly abrade anything at all. It's you that determines what you need. Okay? Everyone has slightly different ways of doing this because their brains are different. Everyone's brain is different. Some people say, I can't use a percussion flaker that dull. It's got to be super pointy, almost like the file here, like that pointy. And some say, I can't use something that pointy. I got to use something like this with a thicker diameter because I can't get anything with the points. It doesn't do much. It just takes off little bitty things. I need a big flaker to do what I want. So it depends upon you. You can adapt to almost anything, but in the beginning, I just recommend doing what seems to work for you first, and then you can move on to trying to change it. If you don't like something. Like, I don't like all the step fractures. What do I do? You gotta learn to not take off so much. Just back off a little bit. A lot of step fractures occur because you're wanting to do too much with too little. Yeah. Too little experience, too little meat on the point, too little of robustness on the edge. You need a robust edge for most percussion work, unless you're using a very soft tool. There's always a little bit of abrading, even though it may be just very insignificant. There usually is some level of abrading. So you just gotta tweak it all. Tweak it. There's fundamentals, like you gotta abrade at least a little bit. You've got to keep this maintained, the tooltip maintained at least a little bit. You've got to be up on the surface of the tool, just even if it's just a little teeny bit. Surface of the tool stone, not the tool. Tool stone. They call this as tool stone or the workpiece. I call it the workpiece. Some call it the preform or the biface. Yeah, I know. Whatever you want to call it. As long as you're napping it, doesn't matter what you call it. As long as you're able to nap it, because knowing what to call it isn't going to help you nap. Knowing what the material is not going to help you nap. You know, what's the name of the material? This is a nappable obsidian. That's all you need to know. And if you say it's nappable obsidian, it's perfect. You don't need to know any more than that. So I guarantee what we call it these days is not what they used to call it back in the day. But they still made stuff from it. Imagine that. They called it all wrong. They called this stuff all wrong. And they thought it was made by the gods. And they got that all wrong. And blah, 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 blah. But they still napped it. Didn't they? Yeah. Yeah, they might have thought... They might have got it right that this was from a volcano, but... They might have thought it's a gift from the volcano god. Which, you know, I don't think so. But hey, they napped it. And maybe I'm wrong, but I can still nap it. So it doesn't matter. I don't get that question anymore. I think people are catching on to the fact that knowing what this stuff is called doesn't help you. It might help you when you want to communicate what you want to buy, but most rock sellers don't know just by you saying, yeah, I want some of that obsidian that's red. Yeah, the red obsidian. I don't know what it's called, but it's red. And it's obsidian. That's what I want. Just give me some, please. Take my money, please. I'm going to force you to take my money. I'm saying please, but I don't want you to say no. Better not say no. Take my money. Now. So that's what you do. And you look at as many artifacts as you can. Not just the 1% of the 1%. I know it's going to be hard. Because when you look at all the artifacts, you're going to go, man, those are thick. Dang it. I can't unsee that now. I saw a thick point and it blew my mind, and now I can't unsee it. What am I gonna do? I hate it. Yeah, it's gonna have to live with it. It's time to grow up. Grow up and smell the roses. Or whatever that's the saying, however the saying goes. How does that saying go? Alright, so this is the preform. Look at all those flakes. They're all wasted. Yeah. That's the way it goes. Somebody recently commented, yeah, he's waste 10 pounds of stone to make a 5-ounce point or whatever it was. Yeah, you don't know the half of it. That's a conservative estimate. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, they don't say that about other stonework, like sculptures for cathedrals or whatever. How much stone is wasted doing sculptures for government buildings and cathedrals and stuff? They measure that waste in tons, not pounds. But they don't say nothing about that. Probably because the stonemasons can kick their butt. Yeah, don't want to mess with them. That's true, you don't want to mess with no stonemasons. Flintknappers, they got a reputation for being laid back. Right? Right. Obviously. Yeah. I think I've thinned it enough. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Good. Good. Nice. Nice. Fantastic. Fantastic. Smack. Let's talk some smack. Let's smack the stone while we're talking smack. Yeah. I should take the gloves off because it's getting dicey. But my hands are cold. His hands are cold. He's so wimpy. I control him all day long. He's not going to do nothing. Yeah. It affects the flint napping, dude. The tweaks are so subtle that even the cold fingers can make a difference. Okay? Alright. I'm still gonna troll you. Troll you. Yeah, that's good. I like it when the trolls self-incriminate. Oh yeah. Funny thing is when they engage the channel, it actually helps the channel. If you engage with the content, you're helping. But I usually try not to say that because then they stop doing it. You mean you want them to troll? You want ugly comments and ignorant comments and, you know, immature responses and all that? Yeah, I do. Not only does it cause them to self-incriminate, sometimes it's actually funny. Yeah. Sometimes. But you tell them that too and they stop being funny. Yeah. It's funny how some people, they hate helping. What they want to do is not help. They participate so they can make it worse. Yeah. How can I sabotage? Sabotage. That's what they like. They like sabotage and ambushes. They ambush. Sneak in, fire some arrows and dash away into anonymity. Yeah. Well, you haven't figured out that that's what social media has adapted to these days? It's the engagement that counts. Yeah. They took off the dislike button because it's not needed no more. I know I get lots of dislikes. If it was still there, I'd get lots of dislikes, just like in the old days. Nowadays, every interaction is beneficial. Yeah. They do that not only so the advertisers will go, oh, that's cool. You know, so they can get the advertisers to advertise. But they've also designed the system to promote channels that get lots of engagement. No matter what it is. Negative or positive. Yeah. Yeah, but there is rules in the comment section. This little rule pops up. Please be civil or whatever. I don't know what it says anymore. Something like that. Please be courteous in the comment section. Yada yada. They don't care. They've designed it so that any engagement is good engagement. Yeah, see, there's a curve in the tip, so to straighten it out, I've got to do some flaking that I don't want to do. Yeah, risky tip snapping off type of flaking. Tip snapping flaking. And I'm down to my last little bit. I know what, someone wanted me to do a demonstration of how I make this tool on video. How do I make it? I guess I'll do it. Yeah. I'll show you how to make it. But not on this video. I'll get around to it. Maybe tomorrow. It's not a bad question. Even if if it seems like I'm leaning toward making fun of that, it's not a bad question, actually. Yeah. I could be all snarky. Say stuff like, if you don't know how to make that a tool like that, what makes you think you're going to be good at Flintknapping? I could say stuff like that. But I won't. I'll just go ahead and do a demonstration of how I make the tool. Yeah. A lot of times they just want the particulars. What is the particular down to the atomic level? I don't want the molecular particulars. I want the atomic particulars. Get down into it. Every detail. Everything. Where stored you buy that wood from? What exactly is that nail? What are the options so I don't accidentally get something else? I need to know what the options are that look like that so I don't get those. I need to know what the options are about wood like this so I don't get the option. I don't get the other stuff. I want to know not only what it is, but what it isn't. And on and on and on and on. So, yeah. I might go into that kind of depth on the tools. Because someone's going to ask. Oh, yeah. This is a red oak dowel, right? 1 inch diameter. First thing that pops up. Can I use a broom handle? Can I use a rake handle? It says hickory on the handle when I buy it. But if I buy the handle separately, sometimes it's more expensive than if I buy the whole rake. So what should I do? Should I buy the rake? Because I think the handle with the rake attached is ash. Can I use ash? Or do I have to buy the hickory? Or do I have to buy the red oak? And if I buy hickory that's a lot more dense, is it going to work better? I mean, can I use it as under the knee as well as a pressure flaker? I need to know this. Yes, I know you need to know that. And no, you don't use it as a under the knee percussion horizontal punch. No, do not use wood on your horizontal punches or on the mallets. I've seen people use both wood for both things. No. And some people say, well, you said you're going to use a lot of wood if you make your own tools, and that's why you don't make your own tools for selling. Because you say you use a lot of wood. You don't like working with all that wood dust. What are you talking about? I'm talking about the pressure flakers, like what I'm doing now, and the pads. Yeah. I'm not talking about the mallet. You can see it's not wood. You can see this is not wood. You can see that this doesn't have any wood on it. I don't see it unless you tell me that that's not wood. Okay, so this is not wood. And this doesn't have wood on it. Okay? Alright. Oh, now I see it. Now I get it. You got it now? Yeah. Thank you very much. I needed that. I know. I can sympathize. I get questions like, I've gotten questions like that for so many years that it's no big deal. Yeah, I'll make fun, but I don't care. I mean, you want to ask questions like that? I'll answer them. So can I use a rake that's already assembled? When I want to buy it because it costs me $1 less. Yeah, you can use that rake handle. It's already got the rake head on there. Yeah, you can use it. Just buy it. If it's $1 cheaper or $5 cheaper or whatever, or if it's on sale, they don't have just handles for brooms or rakes. Yeah, just buy the whole thing. If the place where you go has red oak, but it seems like it costs a fortune, don't buy the red oak. You don't have to buy red oak. I buy it because it's easy. It doesn't expand a lot when you pressure flake, as long as you don't go crazy. That hole stays the same size. There's some wood that compresses a lot, and the tip gets loose, and you have to re-drill it, or you put a little what do they call it, self-tapping screw or whatever, so it'll hit the side of that tip. You know, you can do a self-tapping screw, or you can drill a hole in there and put a screw in, or you can put in a I don't know what they call it, that uses an Allen wrench. There's a name for that. You don't even need to know the names for any of this stuff. You can, pin it so that pressure flaking tip doesn't move. But if it gets loose in there and you're pressure flaking with a loose tip, it's not going to pressure flake very well. Yeah, so I use red oak because it's good all the way around, as far as it's got good sandability. I can shape the tip like this easily. It's very stable. It's not going to warp on me. This whole thing is not going to warp. It doesn't matter if it does warp, but it kind of puts a weirdness into when you turn it like this, and if it's got a warp in it, it's going to mess with your Flintknapping just a little bit. And that little bit of weirdness can cause you to step fracture right where you don't want to step fracture. Believe it or not. It's that subtle. Even a little step fracture is annoying. Even those little fingernail step fractures are really annoying, because it looks like there's no big deal, but they stand out. Yeah, they really do make a difference in how the point looks. Even a small little step fracture. It'll drive you nuts. So reduce the chances of it driving you nuts by getting a good quality wood. Oak is a good quality. Yeah, hickory is better, but only if it is not too dry. I haven't had it yet. I've seen hickory split on a pressure flaker. Hickory splits easily. See those little step fractures? They'll drive you nuts. They drive me nuts. I wasn't paying attention. Dang it. And I was just talking about that too, because I knew I was going to go into an area or into territory where that would be a risky proposition. I'm trying to sharpen it. So is ash a good wood to use or not? Yeah, ash is not bad. Just don't use poplar or something too soft unless it's on a pad. I use poplar for the pads because it's cheap. It doesn't have to be a very expensive wood on the pad, but I like to get high quality wood for the pressure flakers. Yeah. I don't like this guy because he talks down to us. Yeah, I don't like it. Yep, I talk down. I do. What's it called? It's not being arrogant. It's something else. Condescending. Yeah, I'm being condescending. So sue me. Sue me. I'll give you $10. We'll settle out of court. Okay? Give you $10. Really? No, don't get no ideas. Don't get no ideas. Everybody's always getting these ideas. You're real smart with the ideas, but you don't know how to make a pressure flaker. I don't get it. Yeah, my sons hated when I did that. They could tell you what the capital city is of every country, but they can't tell you which colors go in the washing machine first, or how to wash according to different colors. I don't get it. It's different, Dad. It's easy to remember the capitals of all the countries. Really? I can't remember that. That's because you're old, Dad. Old and crotchety. No, it's not because of that. I can remember how to separate the colors so I can wash them. If I was old and crotchety, I couldn't do that. Apparently, I'm too old and crotchety to do this without producing those little step fractures. It happens when I don't abrade the edge. Okay. I'm just messing with the edge, trying to get it sharper and sharper until I can't seem to do any good anymore. Then I'll stop. I just made one of these, or I made several of these for the last auction. I should have gotten the hang of this by now, but no. I want to try to get it even thinner and sharper. Nah, it's not gonna work. It's getting more and more narrow. So you might ask, how did I learn to make my tools? Who taught me how to do the tools? Nobody taught me how to do the tools. Yeah. No one told me about high impact plastic or high molecular weight plastic. They all talked about Delrin. You mean it's not the same? No, it's not the same. It's totally different. Delrin is highly flexible. Ultra high molecular weight plastic is more stiff and more durable. There's a difference. Although sometimes some sellers will sell it, the Delrin, as high molecular weight plastic, and they'd be wrong. The high molecular weight plastic is for durable applications in industry. It has to be durable. So they use high molecular weight plastic instead of Delrin. It makes a difference. I'm telling you that because I feel sorry for you. Yeah. So I tell my sons how to do the laundry over and over again because I feel sorry. They still don't get it. Which colors go together, Dad, again? Blah, 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 blah. That doesn't look purple to me. That looks gray. Yeah, I know. It's because you're a little bit colorblind. It's understandable. But what if I mix them up and get them wrong? Well, a lot of the colors are color fast. Color fast? Yeah, just look at what they're made. Look at the label and see what it's made of. If it's cotton, pure cotton, I think it's important that you get the colors right. But if it's not, if it's color fast, then as long as the color is, dark or whatever, it's not white, should be fine. And if you get something white mixed in with the color fast, it doesn't really matter too much. Really? I can remember that. So they remember that according to color fast and non-color fast, and what fabrics are usually color fast and which are not. So I got to go into the nitty-gritty details. Polyester and blah 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 are usually color fast. Yada yada. We'll look on the internet together and we'll go. We'll just do this scientifically, okay? All right, let's do it. And they remember, but it has to be extreme detail. It can't be just throw it in there, just kind of wing it. They'll go, no, I can't stand it when it's just winging it. Can't stand it. Makes them feel like they're floating in limbo. I know. It's got to be exact. It's got to be scientific. It's got to be proven. It's got to be precise and accurate. And it's got to be clear with no mistakes every time they ask. Wait, you said this thing last time, Dad. Okay, well, there's two versions. Like, you can do either one, doesn't matter. No, but it's got to be the same as last time. Okay, well, what did I say last time? Okay, then do it that way. Okay, just remember next time if I ask again. Okay. I'm thinking to myself, he actually remembered, but then he asks me, yeah, how does that work? I don't know. Neurodivergence is a funny thing. Don't try to think about it. Don't explain it. Just do it. If they ask you a question, just answer it. Okay? Don't worry that they already know the answer. They really don't know the answer until you say what it is. And they can recognize if you said it wrong or not. Yeah. You ask them what the answer is, they don't know. But they know it if you say something wrong. Yeah. So don't even worry about thinking about it. It doesn't make much sense, but that's the way it is. Okay. All right. So what am I going to do with this? I don't know. I'm just trying to put the notch in a high spot and then see what I can do after this. I think I blew off the tip of that barb. People want to know how I make this tool so they can do this kind of work, I guess. It's just a flattened nail, a little bit of hammering, a little bit of filing. 16 penny. Bright common nail. Comes in a pack of 50 or I don't know. I forget how many come in the pack. And yeah, you can buy the packs that are got too many nails in it. You don't want to do that. It's not necessary. If you can buy it by the pound, that's even better. Because then you can just get a few ounces. Unless you're going to build a doghouse or something, then yeah, you're going to need more nails. What if I pull the nails out of my doghouse? Yeah, as long as they're 16 penny, you're going to get this kind of nail. You're going to make a flaker that looks just like this. Yeah. You can use nails that you pull out of something else. Yep. I gotta say it. Gotta say the obvious. I learned. No, that's too obvious, dude. Yeah, I don't know what is too obvious, though. That's the thing. When someone wants to have it explained like they're 5, I don't know how much of a 5-year-old they are. Because then my autism kicks in, too. Explain to you like you're 5. Okay. There's a wide range of IQs in 5-year-olds. Yes. Which range are we talking about? Well, even a 5-year-old knows you can pull nails out of something and use those for napping tools. Yep, I suppose so. But someone's going to say, wait a second, I just took apart something. I was just going to go to the hardware store and buy some nails, and I just remembered that I took apart blah, blah, blah. And there's nails sitting in the garbage. Like in a stack over there. I forgot about that. There you go. Yeah, you don't have to worry too much about the quality of nails. They're pretty much just the same. Just don't use masonry nails. Why? You gotta trust me on that one. If you're pulling a nail out of a concrete block wall, don't use it. It's a masonry nail. Don't use it. It's not going to work the same way because it's a different kind of steel. subtle differences will mess you up in flint knapping. Just remember that. It's extremely subtle. What about pallet nails? Are they good? Yep, they're good. Really? I'm gonna go behind the store and get some. Yep, that's what you do. As long as they're throwing them away. Trying to think here. I don't know. I don't know if there's any points like this. I'm stalling that, aren't I? It's hard to stall the Mahogany Obsidian, but it can be done. I think there was like a pocket of some kind of crystal in there. Maybe. Maybe? Yeah, because it looks different. Like there's a transparent area or something in there. Let's see. Yeah, there's a transparent area in there. Just a little bit of different consistency. Yeah, I think the possum's walking around outside. That big fat possum was walking around when I came out. In this cold weather. I found out, or did I tell you, that the big fat possum is the one that is making crunching sounds like Cookie Monster outside eating the cat food. Very rough and aggressive. I thought it was a skunk doing that noise, but no, skunks, I guess they eat really daintily. At least the ones we got here. It's the possum who eats like Cookie Monster. Why do I worry about, or why do I think about that stuff? Because I'm trying to sleep, and there he is, crunching at the door. What the heck is that? Oh, it's the dang possum. Sounds like someone is shoveling my porch. It's so loud. When it's dead silent and you hear that, yeah, it sounds like there's someone out there doing something on the porch. But it's a stupid little Cookie Monster possum. Well, in this case, fat Cookie Monster possum. I don't know what I'm going to do with these notches. Let's see, 1 hour already? I've been yapping quite a bit, huh? But I'm taking my time on this one. Yeah, it's best to take your time on Mahogany Obsidian. Someone could say that you could have spent an hour making an AG point. What are you doing with this? I'm still on my obsidian kick. I'll get to the AG points again when I do my Novaculite kick. I'm still on the Obsidian. It's not sharp enough. When it develops a burr, it doesn't want to pop the flakes out. I gotta get my gloves off also. These are pretty good. They don't get in the way much until you get down to the nitty-gritty. Yeah, I mentioned during the live stream that the camera's right in front of my face. But I'm not going to show you how I mount the camera because that's proprietary. And nobody complained. Somebody usually goes, dang it. I think the secret's out already. You got a little elf holding it, don't you? Yep, you got it. Little elf holding it. I stalled it, but I don't want to pop out another flake to unstall it because it'll get messed up. Now, if you haven't noticed, this is a delicate operation. Yep, not easy. I'm just kind of haphazardly crunching it in, but it's not that easy. It looks haphazard. And it kind of is because I don't want to think about it too much. Is it rounding off already? Let me see. Maybe I need my higher power glasses. Yeah, that's it. You got to be able to see the edge and also push on the edge with fresh metal. Yeah, there it is. I could do the same thing on the other side. Pop out one last flake. Oh, no, I'm just going to symmetritize it. See, if I pop out one last flake, it'll get rid of the stall on that side. Let's just see how stalled it is. Did I pop a flake out? No, I think it's pretty stalled. I run the risk of breaking it across the neck here or breaking one of these little ears off. It's got a double ear. Yep. Yeah, I guess. Good enough. Now, just a matter of removing some of the dull spots that I can see. That's good enough. The more notches it has and the more delicate the barbs, the more difficult it is to get it symmetrical. Yeah. So why did I do it this way? Because it looks cool when it's hafted. Let's see. See, this notch is not even deep enough. It's too thick right here. Do I want to thin it out? Maybe. It's risky. It's risky, so I'll just leave it. Yeah. It usually fits in one way or the other. Yeah, it fits that way. As far as being straight. But it's so slippery. How do you fasten obsidian points to foreshafts when the glue doesn't even stick to it, the obsidian? You fasten them with hide glue. Yep. And then you wrap them, and then you can put glue over the wrapping and everything later if you want to super reinforce it. But yeah, you can glue these on with hide glue. You don't have to mess with pine pitch. I could make the notches deeper or put in a thicker foreshaft. That's not gonna work. No. There we go. A little more substantial. If you have a more substantial arrow, that one fits pretty good, actually. Yeah. Right there. All right, so that's it. Let me take a photo. Make sure that doesn't fall out. Let's see. Yeah, I'll take a photo after. Yeah, in a minute. I can't hold it. I've got to time it so that it takes a picture without me touching it. Let's see, maybe I can do this. Looking for something that looks a little bit better. No? Got nothing. Okay. I'll just take a picture later. There you go. I don't know what to call it. Double-eared point. Yep, there you go. That's it.